Guido's themes. These are, of course, from my long, modern, symbolist, romantic poetry collection, Epiphanies. They are, however, free translations of some poems by Guido Cavalcanti, which you may like or not. They aren't especially faithful to the originals, but they are good sonnets, so I'm going to read them out. It is not always a pleasant day for walking. Sometimes your feet trudge and you find yourself asking, but sometimes a signal from somewhere else finds you swaddled after dark, poor little orphan without wings. A useless statement can always enact the pretexts of believers. They fall short also, but they have less basic needs. It can sometimes still seem all the groundwork's been made and you find yourself asking, why, but all the roses need trimmed, and you stay up to deck them with scissors by the pond's glow after dark. After Cavalcanti. 1. What presence is it in her moves men's sight, and seems to lend more voice to trembling air, than one led by her love to speak for fair, a speech is sent to rest made less than light. In truth all purer virtues shine more bright, than all of woman's laid against her care. She offers where the high mind takes and share, or rests the godhead of its tempered might. What comes of her when her eyes lustre lows, is more fit for high love to speak than I. Her modest mode boasts more of majesty, than lies in courts of star-embroidered shawls, and no man's mind could heal in its own halls, so much as would embraced inside her sigh. 2. With her grace was embroidered and made clear, through some sort of rare power like an art, that stabs the source of faith with a gold spear, a sunlit spray that nurtures the slain heart. Her hairbed is a sleeping ground of sense, which virgin horses praise in pilgrimage, locked horn and horn to claim for those ascents, that make us cruel for goodness, lulled to rage. Methinks there are more glamours in her store, than have due reigns or share of mortal gift, that bear her metal tested through each pore. Mortality should show sense quite as thrift, as any for its kingdom in her shown, in taking her and keeping for its own. That was probably the most faithful out of the 5. 3. Uprooting them from kindred seals of same, your vision makes war of my soul and core, which plucks my life in agony's drear floor, and beauty thus afforded more domain. See you how tenderness claims with clear clamp, and all my sheltered senses seem as leaf, more darkened, priestless by my seeds of grief, to turn back from your sweet despoiler's lamp. There is one nascent voice that deals me shame, that comes from seats of seeing that should speak, of knowing nothing where it pleads my blame, and letting my own wounds allow me seek, where love's first darts eclipse and part my name, from that pure sense of selfless self-fatigue. 4. For once I feel compassion now reduced, for that part that puts active pain in me, at weaker ways that mar my soul transduced, to graces that hide hearts concealed in she. My own oppressions know knowledge so safe, that rescues me from self-inflicted ills, that this cold passion's cruelty made a waif of my maintaining state where kindness kills. Then sight seeks her my heart a brittle bird, breaks once she makes of touch a goaded bull, and weeps lost breath she is so beautiful, that all my breathing's bareness with a word, then caught by love affection renders seem, the purest plate he renders to her dream. 5. If pity and compassion went as friends, or mercy's hollow orbit were my heart, then mercy by this fairness would dispart, its failure to allure pains to their ends, Delights of needle darders mar my mends, once born of the stigmata that has part, and all the mind but stalls when it should start, to find a pleasanter when deafness pens. My woes are much in keeping with my stance, when all I do through tears for hopes of joy, makes merriment oppressed in bitter dance, which makes of Saviour virtues fresh annoy, and to the keeping of my heart in trance, may more with what refutes it as your toy. It's quite beautiful. I'm going to follow this with a poem which I haven't actually read in years. I mean, everything here was written 14 years ago. I can't say for sure if this is going to be as good as I remember it. I seem to recall some dodgy lines. The ending is spectacular, however, so I hope you enjoy it. Marena. In single bonds kept side by side, there lies two shadows' essence, one that keeps the iris fire, the cooler root where viewing sleeps. Her eyes are stranded children, into which the sky now creeps, withdrawing lost inside itself, as if afraid to meet its presence. There are more ways to speak of winds when anyone has weapons, ways to walk on lanes of broken glass, can we relate it? Secrecy has made me bound, or tongue-tied made my affidavit, talk without volume, speak a dumb deaf to tired and silent sons. Nobody could see her there, for she has left inside her surface, gone in a gauze of Sunday veils, or left her shade upon the frame of some abandoned park bench laid, a token to her going name. It makes me swerve inside myself, for crests my fall into the place where comprehension failed to fly with our God shot from her race, to stamp a seal where none are keeper, free in her own oriflame. Her eyes, lost children, sleep for the space of descents into haze, hers sparkle at the point where their incast lights reach their zenith, put forth inside her depths from a fast bow that has no archers, fitting her face in its deep blue screen the glass heart of an azimuth. I was not born to be a sailor, father, not to fall on endless seas, the manner in which papered planes are cast by rainless Sunday morns, or found myself a sinking throne, a seat within a failing breeze, so sank to garboard I could lend my seaweed crown what spray adorns. So look across the crested rocks, the island ring where soft along the reach of their horizon stands the princess of mistaken gaze, no siren of too precious sands, then see the ashen masked gong, can play at being maidenly, its boy contained in grace's sprays and haze. In her marine world Lorelei she wanders, drifting through a seahorse dream she'll rise, into the blueness of her canopy of wonders. In her marine world lies Lorelei. She passes through her lichened furs of presence, taking shape in all the deeper dreams which sleep, inside uncaptured realms which designate her essence, deep inside this tideless shawl that locks or keeps. She pauses to unlock herself, to pass away into the fade of images turned fugitive, where dusk's eternal daughter took her realm of submerged sun aspirant through a cavalcade of hiding sights to drown herself so steeply under water, and above the erect and velvet locks the hide of underwater fox, the trestles of the seaweed queen inside her depthless equinox. Beneath was ships where loss had made its cargo with a fatal fright, amid the paths where future courses change with patterned light. In her marine world Lorelei she wanders, drifting through a seahorse dream she'll rise, into the blueness of her canopy of wonders. In her marine world lies Lorelei. Between two meek and china seas to black wells peer in secrets. Silent oracles of further loss I face when I aspire to those, and beckoners of gain and losing, lashes making marionettes that flit across the surface of their depths in shadowed shows. It seems as though my nerves themselves were sent to court her, supplicant to my own ears, mute fish that have no fins, that seek her where they have no air, and make their answer, high upon my nape to plunge lost, descending in dolphins. Lovely. Her eyes are tired nocturnal moths which dumb show her own breath, that sleep beneath their awnings dark as dated summer months. Against the streetlight's midnight stare her eyes make amaranths, as tragically distant from my hands as from my olive wreath. Why suppose her face were saved an evanescent death? Inside me where her youthfulness ungrown decks its plinths, watch whisper, I do not know just why I brave a tease beside her nearness, that it cause of pain unbridles me to feel beneath felt gloves, that makes me like a child in a perfect show of weakness, as the lace above her breast uncages endless flocks of doves.